Good evening and welcome to the COVID-19 Relief-A-Thon. Now, some of you may know what a telethon is when we're raising funds, but this is a Relief-A-Thon where we're trying to connect you to resources. So please call your family and friends because this is a night that is interactive and will connect you to resources that are available in Hamilton County. I'm County Commissioner Alicia Reece and Chair of the Economic Recovery and Relief Task Force. Tonight, you'll hear from our partners on what's available to help you and your families. You'll also be able to connect with people to get a response on how we can help you as it relates to utility assistance, rent assistance, small business assistance, food assistance, and so much more. It's a Relief-A-Thon, and welcome. Wow, I'm excited. Welcome and good evening to the first ever COVID-19 Relief-A-Thon. I'm Hamilton County Commissioner, Vice President Alicia Reece, and I'm also the chair of the Economic Recovery and Relief Task Force. And we were created in February of 2021 and charged with helping to better connect citizens and small businesses to relief. So we are excited. Since the inception of the task force, I'm very proud to report that we were able to roll out a new comprehensive and mobile-friendly economic one-stop portal, 513relief.org. That's where you can go and get everything you need to know about what's available economically. We are also championing legislation at the state level to allow us the ability to lower your sewer bill. We are proposing a COVID-19 one-stop mobile resource bus to bring testing, vaccination, screening, and economic resources to underserved and minority communities. And tonight, we are hosting the first ever COVID-19 Economic Resources Relief-A-Thon. Now, many of you are probably asking that question, what is a Relief-A-Thon? Well, it's like a telethon, but in reverse. A telethon is designed to raise money. Our Relief-A-Thon is designed to connect you to economic assistance that is available for your family, for your small businesses, to be able to bounce back in these very tough COVID-19 times. Now, it's Tuesday night, and I know the program will rerun, but tonight, March 16th, we are live on Spectrum Channels 23, 8, and countywide on Channel 979. We are also live on Cincinnati Bell Optics Channel 850, and we are streaming on our Hamilton County Facebook page, and we are shared on a dozen of our partners' pages as well. We encourage you to also share and create your own watch party so that your family and friends can get this valuable information. Over the next 2 hours, we will talk to our partners to discuss what types of economic assistance is available. How do you access it? And who do you call? At the same time, you can call our Relief-A-Thon hotline between 7 and 9 p.m. tonight at 211. That's right, 211 tonight during this broadcast as we are talking right now. You will be able to talk to someone directly to assist you with rental, mortgage, utilities, senior services, small business assistance, food assistance, mortgage assistance, and so much more. In addition, you can go to our new one-stop website, 513relief.org. And you'll see it, I think it's coming up now, but you'll be able to see that page throughout the program. Now, let's get started. Please welcome one of our partners, Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley.
Hi, I'm John Cranley, Mayor of Cincinnati. I want to acknowledge my good friend and recently elected Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece for really coming up with this great idea of a Relief-A-Thon for the many people in our community that have suffered and are still suffering from COVID-19, whether that's medical, health, or financial. Many people have struggled to pay their bills, keep their rent if they've lost their job because of the public health crisis. So this is a wonderful idea to ask our community to give back. And I want to thank Commissioner Alicia Reece for leading on this powerful effort. And Cincinnati is happy to partner with Hamilton County on this great idea. So please give. People need your help.
Now, as I mentioned, we are in Waycross Studios here in Forest Park. So here to officially welcome us to the city of Forest Park, please welcome Mayor Charles Johnson. And as he comes on in, hello, Mayor. And we're going to get our mayor mic'd up there. As he's doing that, remember the phone lines are open. 211 is the number. You can call right now. And there are folks that are live manning the phones. Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening, Commissioner Reece. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. And let me just say, you're welcoming us. We're in your city, and you've been doing a lot of work here in Forest Park, and times are tough for a lot of people. Tell us a little bit what's going on here in Forest Park.
Well, first of all, as you said, I do want to welcome everybody to Forest Park. We're always glad to have visitors, especially visitors who are going to be helping our citizens in these hard times when they have all these needs. You know, COVID-19 has been tough on a lot of people. Forest Park and its residents are no exception to that. We, obviously, we look at the health part of it and the medical part of COVID-19, but there are other sides of it too that have caused a lot of distress for our citizens. You know, Forest Park is second or third largest city in Hamilton County, depending on which census you look at. And our citizens are pretty much like everybody else. You know, when people are out of work and had to be out of work because of COVID, it makes it tough for them to do the normal, everyday kinds of things in terms of paying the rent, providing food, all of those kinds of things that everybody needs. And we are thankful and grateful to you for bringing this Relief-A-Thon to us. This is quite a novel idea. We see all kinds of telethons on TV, but this one is kind of a reverse. Instead of it being, we're calling people, asking them to contribute, we're saying to people, hey, here's an opportunity and an avenue for you to get information. It's going to help you in that struggle, that year-long struggle that you've been in, when you've been trying to provide food, you've been trying to pay the rent, you've been trying to, a lot of people have been unemployed, people out looking for jobs. All of these kinds of things can be had and are available in this, what I'd like to call, one-stop shopping. You call here, you get all of the information on any number of things that are needed. So this is a great, great opportunity for not only citizens of Forest Park, but across the county. And again, I want to personally thank you for spearheading this and bringing this to us. And anything that we in Forest Park can do to assist you in that effort, you can always count on us.
Thank you so much, Mayor. You hit it right on the head, on the ground, what citizens around the county are needing help with. And so, let's go downtown to, let's go to Avondale and talk to the CEO, Moira Weir from United Way, who's going to tell us how this works. I mean, she's right there, and I want to thank her and her staff, because when we came up with this idea, she said, we're on board, we're ready to go, but they're the ones that's going to be taking the calls. So let's go down to my good friend, Ms. Weir.
Hi, Commissioner. Thank you for having us this evening. We are very excited, and just so folks know what they can expect, during the Relief-A-Thon, folks can call 211, and a navigator, someone in our team, will be standing ready to take your call live to the residents of Hamilton County. We will ask for a little bit of information just so we can document your needs, for instance, your name, zip code, email, phone number, and if it's a small business, any additional information that would be helpful. We're going to talk about, get a little idea of what it is that you need, and then we're going to make a referral. We'll also share information that I think Commissioner already mentioned, the 513 relief.org website, which is an awesome place for lots of great information. But we'll also make an immediate electronic referral to the provider that one of our colleagues tonight, that is most appropriate to help the resident what they need. We have a commitment from our colleagues that calls will be returned within 24 to 48 hours. If there's a mental health crisis call, we will make a warm transfer to the Talbot Health Crisis Line. So we will ensure that folks are connected there. We are a little unsure of the call volume. So we're asking folks that, you will talk to a live person. If you're on hold for longer than 3 minutes, you'll go then to voicemail, but don't be alarmed. Leave your information and you will get a phone call back from one of our care coordination folks, either tonight or within the next 24 hours. So we are committed to making sure that residents have an opportunity to speak to someone live, and then we'll make sure that a warm transfer happens. And then we have a commitment from our colleagues that they will be following up immediately with everyone. And we hope that during this call, we can share other information that would be helpful. And that, again, we're just super excited to be a part of this. And it's something that's obviously something we're committed to doing. So thank you very much.
I want to ask you this. This is so important. We'll be able to have people answer the phones. We're talking about a guarantee of either getting some help tonight, or at the very least 48 hours, you're going to be able to report back to us who was called, who called, what did they call for, what do they need help on. You can call that number right now, 211. I think that's something that is so important. Now, United Way is doing a lot to other things also to help in the community. You want to highlight a couple things? I know you got so many, but highlight a few things that United Way is doing.
I think, Commissioner, I think you were asking about what else United Way has been doing to help with the residents. We've actually been partnering with the county on a couple of different things. One is with the Test and Protect. We're making sure that residents found information about where to get if they had tested positive, do care kits. We also worked with the vaccines, particularly with folks that were over 65, making sure they could call 211 and get a live person to talk to. We would make sure that they knew where they could go to get their vaccine. So lots of different things have been happening.
A lot of moving parts, and I just want to thank you for that, because we've got the 211 hotline you can call right now. We're streaming on Hamilton County, Ohio government Facebook page, and our partners are sharing it. We're also on Spectrum Live and on Fioptics Live, so we're doing it all at one time. I want to now go down to Jobs and Family Services, and Tim McCartney, is he on? Let's go down to Jobs and Family Services and talk to Tim McCartney. Tim, hello.
Hello, Commissioner. Good evening. Thank you for having us as a part of this, and I'm thrilled to follow our wonderful partner, United Way. They have been just great to work with throughout this entire pandemic. We've partnered with them on a great deal of stuff.
Now, we have heard about $15 million coming in additional for rental assistance. We heard from our mayor here in Forest Park, who has indicated that people need help with rental, and Jobs and Family Services is ready to go. Talk to us about how that works and what do people do if they need rental assistance?
Absolutely. As you know, JFS has many benefits, but yes, I'll focus on the CARES Act rental utility assistance program. This is a pandemic-only program. We offer some other ones during the normal year, but this is pandemic only. So if you are a renter, whether you're a single adult, you're a family, you may be eligible if you've suffered a loss of income as a result of the pandemic, you're behind on your rent or utilities, and you meet some income requirements, which are pretty broad, up to $62,150 a year for a family of 3. If you want to find out if you're eligible, you can call 211 now, and they can walk you through the process to apply. But better yet, if you want to find out more quickly and get your application in, go straight to that 513relief.org website. Once you're there, click on the icon that looks like a house for rent and utility assistance. Then select the first option, which is the Hamilton County Rent and Utility Program. Click on the link to apply. You can fill out the application right there and submit it electronically. You can also submit verifications with it. After you submit the application, you'll get a confirmation email. This email will contain an application confirmation code. The code's needed to help you submit additional verifications and will assist us in locating your application. If you don't have the internet, go ahead and call 211 and they can give you can give them your information and we will contact you within 48 hours. A couple of things to know about this program. To be eligible, you have to be a Hamilton County resident. You need to be renting. We can provide up to $5,000 of assistance. And again, the income guidelines are substantial. Again, up to $62,150 for a family of 3. If you're not a renter and you're behind on your mortgage, you can check out a similar program at 513.relief.org that's offered by the Community Action Agency. They can help with mortgage assistance. Typically, Commissioner, the things that you'll need once you do this is a letter from unemployment that indicates that you've lost your job, a statement showing how much you owe in your rent or utilities, and then documentation of the loss of income. Again, we can pay up to $5,000 for rent and utilities. It's important to note it goes directly to your landlord. And you'll see links at the page for what the landlord needs to do to be able to receive that money. So we're really excited about this program. We've helped a lot of people and expect to help more and more. Again, if you call 211 tonight, they'll get your information and we will be in contact with you by email or phone within the next 48 hours.
That's awesome. Tim, don't go anywhere. Mayor, I want to go back to you. We just heard Tim McCartney. He's down at the headquarters working hard, Jobs and Family Services, and they have a lot of programs, but this one we wanted to focus on rental. You mentioned earlier that is a big concern with people being able to pay the rent. People are having to move in with each other and families moving in with each other just to have a place to live. How important is it?
It's extremely important. You know, there's been legislation that has stalled rent payments. Basically, you can't put somebody out, at least during the pandemic, because they weren't able to pay the rent. But it's my understanding that does not erase the debt.
Right.
So when all is said and done, you still owe that money. And with people being out of work, and having other expenses that are ongoing, even though they can't be put out or couldn't be put out then or right now, at some point, the bill is going to come due. And that's the importance of these kinds of programs. And what you're doing is helping people to see and find areas where I can get this money, I can start paying it now, instead of waiting until the ban is lifted and having someone knock on their door and say, okay, you didn't pay then, I couldn't put you out then, but I can put you out now.
That's right. So I want to go back to Tim at Jobs and Family Services. That brings me to our next point, that we have some people that have sent in some questions. Utilities, because that's the other one. We had people holding off on the utility bill, but that didn't stop the bill. It's still piled up, and utilities are due now. You got the gas and electric has to be paid. Tim, talk to us about help that you have available down at Jobs and Family Services right now for people who may run into this, because we're talking to a lot of people who've never had to ask for help ever and don't know where to go. That's why we have the Relief-A-Thon that we're doing right here for those who are just tuning in. Let's go to Tim for Jobs and Family Services. What's available for someone who has to pay their utility bill now?
Absolutely, and to your point, Commissioner, and to the mayor's point, a lot of people, anecdotally, we've heard have been paying the rent or utilities with their credit card. So they're building up a massive credit card debt because again, they've never reached out for help before. And so, the debt just keeps coming. As he said, it doesn't go away. So for utilities, same program I just mentioned is for utilities. You would go through the same process, and then also show us a utility bill that showed the amount owed, the account number, and the name and address on the account. Again, we can help up to $5,000 with that, and that's any type of utility. We also have another program, Commissioner, that we run year-round, even in non-pandemic times. It's called PRC because no good government organization wouldn't have an acronym for it, but it stands for Prevention, Retention, and Contingency. It has a few more limitations than the CARES Act program, but it can pay for some additional things. And you can access the application for this program the same way as I shared the CARES Act application by going to 513relief.org. Once there, you click on the second link and it will take you to a page where you can select apply for PRC. To be eligible for PRC, you have to be a Hamilton County resident. In this case, you have to have a child under 18 in the home, and the income limits is a little bit more strict. You have to be below 200% of federal poverty limit. And for a household of 3, that is $43,440. If you're eligible for this program, we can help you up to $3,000 in a 12-month period. In addition to rent or utilities, we can also pay for transportation, car repairs, baby items like cribs and bedding, and beds and bedding in general, if it's going to be able to help you stay in your home. The verification process for this is very similar to what I described in the CARES Act. And again, you can call 211 tonight and they'll walk you through the process, but can't emphasize enough that better yet, go directly to 513relief.org and just follow the links for the rental and utility assistance. That application will get submitted directly to us, and we will be in contact with you within 48 hours.
All right, we got 513relief.org. You could go there, fill out the application now. Or for those who, want to talk to someone, you could go to 211 right now. Call 211 right now. My last question, I know we're going to bring you back, but one of the things, Mayor, you brought up, there are some people who've never had to access help before, people who were working and have been furloughed. I want to ask you, Tim, is there something available for that? I want to make sure you highlight that as well. There's something, if you were working, you were furloughed, you've never had to access any assistance before, we have something that can help you through this program with Jobs and Family Services as well, right?
Yeah, our regular benefits, if you were furloughed or laid off, if you've had a loss of income and that income has lasted for a particular period of time, for most of our programs, we look at your previous month's income. That for like food assistance or cash assistance, also the PRC program. But as it relates to furlough, that would be a loss of income that you've had. You can look into the CARES Act programs that I've talked about. You can also sometimes, if you're furloughed or it turns into a layoff, and your COBRA is running out, you can apply for medical assistance through us. We also do subsidized childcare. If you do go back to work, but maybe your work shift is a little bit different. So there's a multitude of other programs that JFS offers in normal times and in pandemic. Last year, we either distributed directly or had passed through us over $3 billion to go into the community during this pandemic to frankly keep it afloat. And those things help, grocery stores, they help medical providers, retailers, doctors, hospitals, all those sorts of things. So if you follow those links and go to our website, you will see links for all sorts of different type of help. Again, food assistance, medical assistance, cash assistance, the emergency assistance that I've already talked about. So, and if you call 211, They have all that information. They can direct you. But if you just follow the links on 513relief.org, you can get to virtually anything that we have to offer.
All right, Tim, we'll have you on a little bit later. Jobs and Family Services, the safety net of our county. And we know about it more than ever now, Mayor, that the safety net is important. People are trying to bounce back and balance their own budgets in their own households, right?
Absolutely. All of these agencies and our partners, whichever term you want to use, are going to be vitally important right now, especially for those people who have never before had to seek help. Because, if you're accustomed to doing something, it's easier for you to do. But if you've never done it before, you need all of the help that you can get in just getting to the right place, getting to the right people, asking the right questions, knowing where the various types of help are available.
And we're going to try to cover all of that tonight. We just talked about rental assistance. We're going to be talking about mortgage assistance. We're going to be talking about small business assistance coming up next. We're going to be talking about mental health services, everything you need, transportation. We're going to try to cover it tonight. So we ask you, if you're watching us in streaming on Facebook, share, create your own watch party so that your neighbors and friends can get this information. Also, call our hotline right now, the Relief-A-Thon hotline, manned by United Way right now, 211, and you'll get a live person that can walk you through this process. You heard it here, a guarantee of getting back to people within 48 hours. And I think that's pretty good. So we're trying to combine all these things. We're in Waycross Media Studios, but we're all over the county, all 49 municipalities. And it doesn't matter where you live in Hamilton County, you can access these services. We're going to take a quick break and bring up the website as we take that break. And Mayor, thank you so much for welcoming us and sharing with us just from the perspective, you're on the ground. You're seeing and talking to the constituents about the need to connect with these services and not have to go all over the place. 513 Relief is mobile friendly. You can pull it up on your smartphone. 211, you can make a telephone call, talk to someone. We're just trying to make sure we get the services to the people.
Absolutely. That has to be the aim, because it does no good if people can't get to it, and it can't be gotten to people. So again, I want to thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to move into small businesses. So all small businesses, you want to tune in to this. We've got a great panel with resources. We're going to even ask the question about PPP loans, grants, services that are available to help small businesses in these very tough times of COVID-19. It's the Relief-A-Thon. We come right back after this. Thanks. Thank you. You're still live. Oh, thanks. Okay, we're back with the COVID-19 Relief-A-Thon. Those who are just joining us, a Relief-A-Thon is like a telethon, but in reverse. The telethon, where you're out raising funds. The Relief-A-Thon, we're trying to connect you, your family, and small businesses to economic assistance. And so we thought it would be a cool idea and an efficient way to have partners come on, talk about what's available, how do you access it, have one website, 513relief.org, and have a live call center with United Way, 211. So bear with us. I know those phones are ringing off the hook right now, but bear with us, and you're guaranteed to get a response no later than 48 hours. No later than 48 hours, and some people are getting help right now today. We're gonna move into the small business component. And I think we've got some great guests to talk about small business. And I want to bring them on because a lot of small businesses certainly took a hit during COVID-19. And many of them are starting to reopen. Many aren't able to open at full capacity. Some that opened had to get new COVID health restrictions, and that required investment. And then there are some that did not reopen. So we're going to talk about what's available for small businesses. And I want to welcome Urban League CEO Eddie Cohen, HCDC CEO Patrick Longo, NDC PPP loan officer David Lucas, GCMI executive director Willie Hill, to talk about what's available for small businesses.
All right, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much for having and hosting this, Commissioner Reece. This is an incredibly challenging time. I also have joining me my Small Business Development Center Director, Wanda Walker-Smith, who works directly with entrepreneurs and small businesses on growth. Just for folks who are not familiar with the work that we do at the Business Development and Entrepreneurship Center at the Urban League, we serve about 1,600 businesses. So everything from certification to technical assistance to getting extra capital for your investments. And I'm really thrilled to have some partners here like Pat Longo from HCDC and David Lucas from NDC when we talk about immediate funding right now. The payroll protection program is not too late to apply. If you want to know more about that, you can go to our website. It's www.ulgso.org/PPP. And Willie, who we've partnered with in his organization, GCMI, we have created a fund called the Resilience Fund that targets small Black and brown businesses that are 100K in revenue. So there's a small business relief, and then there's the micro business relief that we really want to hone in to make sure that no one is left out during this COVID relief package. So I will kick it over to Willie Hill from GCMI.
All right. Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it. And thanks, Commissioner Reece, for the work that you're doing. And this is some challenging times. And we're excited to be partnering with Urban League to be able to offer these relief grants through their Resilience Fund. The Resilience Fund is structured to be able to try to touch businesses at different levels. There's three different tiers and 4 different grant offerings: $1,000, $2,500, $5,000, and $15,000. So we're here to be able to help these businesses bridge, help these businesses pivot. It's not just grants too. I mean, we're offering technical assistance, support for them, in need. And not everybody's going to receive a grant, but we hope to touch, close to 230, 240 businesses. And I think that's just the start. And so that's exciting to be able to have that impact with all those businesses. And we're just excited to be able to support the community and support the Urban League and what you're doing, Commissioner Reece.
Now, Willie, before we go to, before we move on, I want you to, you ran through that really fast, but I
Okay.
wanted to kind of step back. For those who are watching, you might have a beauty shop or a barber shop, or you have a restaurant, or any type of micro business. Can you identify what is a micro business and what's available? Break it down in terms of availability for grants for micro businesses, because there are a lot of 1 and 2 and 3 employee type of businesses that usually can't go to a bank to get help or may not qualify for a PPP loan. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, thank you. So, the focus of the Resiliency Fund is really to try to touch those businesses that are 100,000 and less in revenues. That's one of our main focuses where we want to see the highest impact. And a lot of those are solopreneurs. They are the smaller businesses. They are the businesses that are just like you're saying, one person operations, and they're having 1099 people working for them and supporting their business. And those are the ones that slightly got overlooked, we thought, a little bit in the first round of the PPP. And I think the work that NDC is doing and what HCDC and SBDC, all of these acronyms, right, are supporting these businesses and trying to help them, gain access to resources. And I think that's an important piece. And it's not all just grants. Because some of these businesses need help in just helping with their systems, right? Helping them be able to pivot and change the way they deliver their services. I think we all understood how delivery works now, right? And how do you, because we all use it now, and but there are a lot of businesses that weren't ready for that. And so we want to try to help businesses get prepared. And this is a way to be able to do it. And we want to touch those type of businesses that you described.
And you can do that. You can call right now at 211, call the hotline right now, and they will make sure that you are connected with the right entity that can help your small business. I mean, I think that's great news that there are grants and technical assistance available for the smaller micro businesses. Let's bring in Patrick Longo, if you don't mind, from HCDC.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Reece. Appreciate coming out and supporting the Relief-A-Thon. My partners here, with the Urban League and GCMI, we've been partnering with these organizations for many years. We're a collaborative, and we want to do great things and are doing great things for this community. The aspect that I want to bring up and talk about is the Hamilton County Small Business Relief Fund. We've already done 2 rounds of these grants up to $10,000. And so far, we've already supported 796 businesses in Hamilton County. And about 95% of those were between 0 and 10 employees. And when we say 0, they might be a 1099 contractor. And what's really cool is 49% of these grants have gone out to women-owned businesses. 47% has gone out to minority businesses, people who are Black or brown, and 5% went to veterans. And altogether, the county has supported this to the tune of $6.9 million. And what we're excited to talk about tonight is we're going to be doing round 3, opening up in April. And we're going to have about $4 million of funding available. And these, again, will be grants up to $10,000. We've kind of expanded it a little bit. We're going to open it up to businesses between 0 and 50 employees or 1099 contractors. These are businesses, as you were talking to Willie. Willie was talking about micro enterprises. This supports a lot of micro enterprises, but it can also support a business that may be up to about $2.5 million worth of revenue on an annual basis. So this is there's some neat things. What are some of the typical uses? This is to pay maybe a business mortgage or a business rent. Utility expenses, your electricity, your sewer, your gas, maybe your phone, internet, water, waste removal. We can help pay some salaries. So we've done a lot of different things with this, and we can also do the PPP equipment. Those kinds of things are very, very nice. And the nice thing is The collaborative, we leveraged, Eddie and Wanda and Willie's organizations, to help with technical assistance. They helped people when they wanted, hey, I need to fill out my application. This is where I need some help. These folks have been very, very helpful. And the nice thing is if you go to the website that you've been announcing all night, 513relief.org, they have information about what the Urban League has talked about, what GCMI has talked about, what the National Development Council is going to talk about here in a minute, and also what HCDC is talking about right now. So the website is very good. And when you get to the website, look for the icon that is the open sign, and that's going to lead you to the small business portal, which will allow you to kind of access the contact information for these organizations.
Absolutely. And you had some good things that you brought up. And I want to thank my colleagues, Commissioner Stephanie Dumas, who's our president of the commission, and Commissioner Denise Driehaus, who worked on this to get money available. And we're looking forward. And I was happy to also vote for more money to be coming. Call 211 and you can get on the list. Money will start going out in April for small businesses through HCDC, through the county's program. And so you can get on the list right now. 211 is the number, or you can go to 513relief.org. Now, I want to bring in, there's a lot of concern about PPP. We've heard from the president of the United States, Joe Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris, who have said that we're going to open PPP up for smaller businesses, for minority businesses, women-owned businesses, Hispanic, African-American businesses. I want to bring in NDC PPP loan officer, David Lucas.
Thank you, Commissioner Reece. Glad to be here to support Hamilton County small businesses access these critical programs, especially the PPP program. The Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP as we all call it, these funds are still available for first draw and second draw loans. So businesses that have received the PPP loan in the past are eligible to get a second, and businesses that haven't received a PPP loan and they're on their first PPP loan, there's still time for them to apply as well. It's not likely that funding will run out before the end of this month, which is when the program is set to expire. I'll say that there's a chance that that deadline might get extended, but I would caution any small business owner that there's no time to waste, that they should be applying with any lender that will take an application to ensure their chances of getting funding before the program expires. And that's kind of just to backtrack for a minute. It's a pretty common misconception that a business can apply with only one lender. You can really apply with as many different lenders as you're able to. So I don't want to discourage any small businesses from doing whatever they can to increase their chances of getting funded. So how the program works is it was created to really prevent employees from getting laid off due to a COVID-related business interruption. Lenders like us, SBA lenders like us, can make PPP loans to small businesses that amounts to 2.5 months worth of their payroll. And you can use your 2019 payroll or your 2020 payroll to determine what that monthly average is, whichever gives you the higher PPP loan. But to that point, only W-2 payroll can be used. So this is not a program that you can count your 1099 employees. Now, those 1099 employees can apply for their own PPP loan. They're technically their own businesses and they're eligible to apply. And Commissioner Reece, to your point about President Biden opening up the program to more small businesses, the recent change that was made a couple weeks ago was to allow sole proprietors or self-employed businesses or gig workers to use their gross income rather than their net income to base their PPP loan off of. So a lot of businesses that reported a loss on their Schedule C were previously ineligible. And if they got declined by a lender in the past because they weren't eligible for the program under the previous rules, they should now reapply because they might be eligible based on the changes that were made last week. And then as long as the funds are used on payroll, the loan will be fully forgiven. So it's a fully forgivable loan. It's structured as if it's a loan, and then the business will apply for forgiveness no sooner than 8 weeks after they're funded. And then assuming that they can document that they spent the money on things that they were supposed to, that loan is fully forgiven. As far as eligibility goes, small businesses can apply, nonprofits, religious institutions. Really, the SBA is opening this program up to a lot of entities that weren't previously eligible for SBA funding. Really, if there's W-2 payroll, the business is probably eligible. And if they're a self-employed business, then they're probably eligible as well.
All right. Well, David, I know we're running out of time, and this is some great information. David is an expert. David Lucas is an expert in DC, and you actually do PPP loans yourself. So people can call 211 and ask for NDC loan officer David Lucas, and David 211 will get that information to you. You'll be able to get back to the people and walk them through this process.
Yes, ma'am. I'm happy to do it, Commissioner. Thank you.
All right. Well, you heard it. I mean, my goodness, churches can apply for this. Sole proprietors can apply for this. You have until the end of the month, so you want to call right now, 211, so you can get a call back. David Lucas can call you back from NDC if you're interested in getting in on PPP loans. I want to thank HCDC CEO Patrick Longo. Also, GCMI, Willie Hill, you've heard they've got grants ready to go for micro businesses right now. I want to thank CEO from the Urban League, Eddie Cohen, who has also been working with minority businesses, and they have assistance and training right now. Or you could go to our website, 513relief.org. We also connect you to the African American Chamber, the Hispanic Chamber, and everything you need to know. Just hit the small business icon. It's a relief-a-thon, and small businesses definitely need assistance. I want to go to Lincoln Heights and talk to my good friend, Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey from the village of Lincoln Heights. Is she on?
Yes, I'm on. Looks like I
She's
was
coming
on
on.
there.
While she's coming on to get on camera,
Yes,
want
can
to
you hear
remind
me?
you, call 211 right now. 211 right now. People are there
Can
to
you
answer
hear
your
me?
calls to get you to the appropriate person.
Oh, I was on there. Can
Mayor,
you see
is
me
the mayor?
now? Hello?
I don't see you.
I was on there. It
Okay.
looks like someone cut me off. I don't know. I
Mayor,
was
we
on
see
there
your
recently when I
name, but
first
we
came
don't see
on.
your face.
I know. I was on there a minute ago.
Okay, there
here
she
I am.
is, our mayor.
Oh, actually, they had
Mayor
me on there
Ruby
twice.
Kinsey Mumphrey from beautiful Lincoln Heights, as she always reminds me, the village of Lincoln Heights. Mayor, thank you for being one of the partners for the Relief-A-Thon today. You're on the ground in the village of Lincoln Heights. How important? What are you hearing? How important is it to connect citizens to assistance, because COVID has hit everyone really hard?
Absolutely. And thank you, Commissioner Reece, for having me. It is greatly needed, not just my community, but other Black and Brown communities as well. It's greatly needed, even with the small businesses that we have in the village of Lincoln Heights. We already see how it has impacted our revenue. We're a smaller community, so those dollars that we generate are greatly needed, but we do see a decline in the revenue because of the COVID. So we greatly need it, and we really need everyone to call in. Don't be, what I would like to say is, I would like to tell everybody, don't feel so proud that you do not want to reach out and get this assistance. This is something that everyone needs to take part of. And for the village of Lincoln Heights and our residents, we greatly need them to participate. And if they need food assistance, if they need rental assistance or mortgage assistance, so we do have a great number of homeowners, and we do know that some of them are laid off, receiving unemployment. So all these different things that the relief has, we want all our residents and abroad to take advantage of the COVID relief. that you are having. So we want to thank you, Commissioner Driehaus as well, and Commissioner Dumas. But thank you so much, Commissioner Reece, for putting this on. It is greatly needed throughout Hamilton County as well.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor. And as we transition to the next part, I want to bring on our health commissioner, Hamilton County Health Commissioner. And I want to thank you, Mayor, because in the village of Lincoln Heights at Lincoln Heights Missionary Baptist Church has been one of the sites to help get people vaccinated. But I wanted to bring in our health commissioner. I know he is involved with the briefings that we have every week with Commissioner Driehaus. But I also there's some new information. There are some new ages that are allowed to get the vaccine, and I wanted him to give us a brief update of what is going on with COVID-19 vaccination. Commissioner Kesterman.
Well, thank you for having me, Commissioner Reece. It's my pleasure to be here. There is a ton of new information available right now with regards to COVID-19. We continue to see lots of updates and lots of new things happening. Today, Governor DeWine this morning announced that anyone over the age of 40 will now be eligible to receive vaccine, and that begins effective this Friday. And so, what this does is it creates a lot of demand here in Hamilton County. We know that there are a lot of people that are still wanting to get the vaccine that are eligible. And so our team, along with the other 50 providers in Hamilton County, will just continue doing the best we can to get vaccine and to get it out into our community. The one other thing that I think is super exciting right now with regards to vaccine is each week we are seeing more and more vaccines come to Hamilton County. Right now, this week, we are seeing 16,000 doses coming to the 50 providers that I just mentioned. Next week, we will have 20,000 doses coming to Hamilton County. In addition, there will be a site set up at the Cintas Center where we'll do mass vaccinations that will have another 5,000 doses that starts this weekend. So I just encourage everyone, if you want to get vaccinated, please try every provider, call them often, and you will get an appointment. All of those providers can be found on our website, which is hcph.org. In addition, you can, if you're not good at computers, feel free to call 211. They're helping schedule appointments and are another great resource in our community.
And let me just say that Commissioner Kesterman, a lot of these things come down from the state and we have to implement them. I wanted to put that out there. So, and you're doing a good job of taking what the state is saying we have to do. They control the doses, they control what the age is, but you're able to get this information out. And I want to thank you. Last week, we hosted our first mobile pilot program in Woodlawn, Village of Woodlawn, and I want to thank Mayor Brian Poole for hosting us there. So this is a new thing. Now you can be 40, 40 and up, and you can get the vaccine. And quickly tell us, there's 3 types that are out there.
Yeah, there are 3 types of vaccine available currently. One is Pfizer, which is a 2-dose series. The other is Moderna, which is also a 2-dose series. And then lastly, we just have the J&J vaccine available, which is only a single shot. And what we know about all 3 vaccines is all 3 vaccines are extremely effective at preventing severe illness as well as hospitalization. So if you have an opportunity to get vaccinated, I strongly encourage you to do so.
And I do want to indicate, we do know that people have been frustrated in terms of trying to register. That is something that the state has mandated for this, and they're working on getting that better. But also, the governor mentioned that at some point that will be lifted as well. So, is there anything new about the registration or a better way that people can get registered?
Unfortunately, while demand is so high here in Hamilton County, it is very difficult to get registered. You do have to continue to try with all of the providers. The best tools that I have, and I've been successful at helping navigate other people through the process, is by going to our website and looking at each of those providers and going online a couple times a day to each of the providers and checking back and looking for appointments. And I promise that eventually you'll find an appointment. But most important, please don't get discouraged. We want you to get vaccinated. We will find a dose of vaccine for you. So please stick through and you'll get vaccinated in time.
Thank you, Commissioner Kesterman, and thank you for the work that you're doing and keeping us updated. You can call 211 as well. They've got the hotline going throughout this time, but I thought it was important because I know there's a lot of people who have questions about getting the vaccine, and it's so important. We want you to get the shot in one arm, and an economic shot in the other arm. And we're focusing on the economics tonight. Let's go to the Free Store Food Bank CEO, Kurt Reber. And I want to say to Kurt, I went all over the county 1 year ago. COVID hit us, and we had to get food out. And I was happy to work with the Free Store Food Bank and Meals on Wheels to help get food to seniors and have pop-up food pantries in Evanston and all throughout the county at churches, etc. Kurt, what is available for people? Because food is number one. I saw people pull up who needed food, who had never needed help before, and it broke my heart. Let's talk about what's going on with making sure people have the basic need, which is food.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Reece, and thank you for your leadership during this unparalleled time. As you said, food, connection, and hope. That's what the Free Store stands for. And we've been providing 1 million pounds of food every week to families right here in the tri-state area. And in Hamilton County, in addition to our Liberty Street Market, which is open up from Monday through Friday, 8:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon, and as well as our other 600 plus pantries in our 20 county service area. We also have large scale food distributions that are happening at our Marison Distribution Center in Bond Hill. And those happen every month, the first Wednesday and third Wednesday of every month. So we see about between 800 and 1,000 families every Wednesday on the first and third Wednesdays of the month. But in addition to that, folks can get assistance to our benefit enrollment center by, if you call 211, our social workers and caseworkers will be able to connect you with our SNAP benefits, Medicaid benefits. We've also worked with JFS to underwrite the unemployment benefits as well. So our team is able to really pivot and work directly with the families that are in need right now, because as you said, Commissioner, 75% of all the families that we've seen at our large-scale food distributions have been new to the Free Store Food Bank's pantry network. They have never needed to seek assistance. So they need some guidance and direction, and the support that we can provide to them is really allowing them to do that. We continue to have our stabilization services that are available at our Customer Connection Center in Over the Rhine. In addition to that, we have our workforce development programs, our Cincinnati Cooks program and our Lift the Tri-State program are both bringing students in and getting them jobs. Even in the culinary field, our graduates continue to get jobs in the $14 to $15 an hour range, and our Lift the Tri-State graduates are getting jobs within the $18 to $19 an hour range. And we know that that job allows them to have the wherewithal and the impact they can have for their families. And the Free Store really provides that safety net of services for this community. So we're thrilled to be part of what we're working on here. And we know that by calling 211 or go to 513 relief.org, you can get connected to our social workers, our caseworkers, and our benefit enrollment specialists.
And one of the things I think is unique, if you call 211 right now tonight, you've got people working right now, ready to take calls that you can help and assist and provide wraparound services for them. One of the things when I came down to meet with you a couple months ago, you gave me a story about a gentleman who was one of your top volunteers, always brought his son down that would bring food and would donate to the Free Store Food Bank. And you said one time he showed up after this pandemic and he was with his son. He says, and the son said, "Dad, are we here to help again?" And he says, "No, we're here to get help." And that touched me so much. Are you seeing a lot of that down there at the Free Store Food Bank?
We really are, Commissioner. When you think about it, the families that have been supporting the Free Store over the past 50 years, this is our 50th anniversary year right now. And we have always been, it's neighbors helping neighbors. But the family that you mentioned, it came in, and what he told his son was basically this, is that over the years, we've been making deposits to the Free Store Food Bank to support other families. And today we're going to make a withdrawal. So that's what this Relief-A-Thon is all about, is being able to make those withdrawals from these great organizations that are part of this effort and really trying to make a difference in our community, because we know that together we can create a hunger-free, healthy, and thriving community with everyone's help.
Absolutely. We're all in this together. One Hamilton County. Thank you so much for your work. Kurt, call 211 right now. He's got his folks ready to answer your calls right now and provide help. But I want to stay on food. Let's go to Meals on Wheels Senior Services and talk to our CEO, Jennifer Steele. Now, I remember a year ago, the governor, Governor DeWine, was getting ready to shut down the state. And Meals on Wheels reached out and said, we need volunteers because we need to get not just 1 week's worth of food, but 2 weeks worth of food. And it was an eye opener for me as with myself and some of my volunteers. We went all over the county trying to get these meals to seniors who needed it before the state shut down. Welcome, Jennifer. Tell us about what's going on with Meals on Wheels and senior services. And if there's a senior out there or a family member that has a senior citizen as a part of their family, how do they connect with Meals on Wheels?
Commissioner Reece, thank you so much for having me and for all of your help this time last year when really the world changed for everyone, but especially for seniors. We said overnight, every senior became a shut-in at home, homebound senior. Many seniors who were able to move independently through the community, get to the grocery store, were unable to when the shutdowns occurred and transportation wasn't available or safe, and they weren't able to get to the grocery store like they normally could. Couldn't rely on the help from family members who maybe had lost their jobs or weren't able to get out anymore. So we really did rely on the help of volunteers like you and your team to provide meals that are complete, nutritious, tailored for the needs of seniors to seniors directly in their home. We are able to provide so much more than a meal. We're a friendly face. We're a check-in call. We're able to provide food for the pets of seniors in our community, and in some cases, even home delivered groceries. So if someone is in need of assistance right now, we provide many of our meals in partnership with the Council on Aging, who you're going to hear from next. But we have options for seniors at all income levels. They can call 211 right now and let us know what kind of help they might need. And we'll be able to follow up and make sure they get connected with our services or our services in partnership with the council.
That is so important. I remember delivering a meal and the senior, he was so happy just to see someone show up. He was so afraid because he had saw on television that the state was going to shut down and he had lived alone. And it almost brought me to tears. He wanted me to stay and have tea with him just to have someone there. So the work you're doing is so important. 211 is the number. You can go to 513relief.org. Meals on Wheels, so important. Senior services. Thank you, Jennifer, for all that you do. Let's stay on seniors because our seniors are so important. Let's go to Council on Aging CEO Susan Burke. And she and I was just together with the governor this past week with a pop-up vaccination event in Walnut Hills, and was able to see seniors getting the vaccination shot. Susan, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There you
Hello.
are.
Yes. Hi, Commissioner. Thanks for hosting this and thanks for having me today. Yes, we just saw each other last week. One of the roles COA is focused on now is helping seniors get vaccinated. And so we've been working with the Ohio National Guard to set up vaccination sites at low-income senior buildings throughout Hamilton County. We're also working right now on with the health departments on homebound vaccinations for seniors, and we are registering seniors at COA who need vaccinations at home, who are unable to get out, whether they're wheelchair bound or getting medical services in the home. We're trying to get the vaccine to those individuals. So we are focused on that, along with helping seniors get transportation to the vaccination sites. So seniors needing transportation can call us. We're helping seniors get registered. A lot of times, as Greg Kesterman referenced, checking multiple websites all day long prove difficult for seniors. So by calling 211 or calling us directly, we have staff who are helping seniors identify registration, vaccination appointments, and we're actually registering them if we can. Otherwise, we are providing them information in their zip code about provider sites. So any senior who's struggling with getting a vaccination appointment, we're happy to assist by just giving us a call. And as Jennifer mentioned, over the past year, seniors have been disproportionately impacted by COVID with unable to get out of their homes, many seniors dying from COVID. And so I really want to thank Hamilton County and the commissioners in particular who made additional funding available to COA for food that enabled us to provide, and Jennifer's organization, to provide those 2-week meal boxes to individuals, not only on our programs, but other seniors that were in need.
Now, one of the things you also do, you work with other organizations that help seniors. I know Sandra Jones from SOACT has been in Avondale and other African-American communities helping with seniors and connecting to you. Tell us about if there's an organization out there that works with seniors, how can they partner with the Council on Aging? Because I know you bring a lot of partners together to help our seniors.
Yes, we rely heavily on our provider network and partners in the community. So if you're an organization and you're seeking to partner with us in some capacity, please let us know. Give us a call at our main number, which is 721-1025. And you can ask for provider relations or myself, and we will I'll work to hook you up with the right individuals in our organization to explore those relationships. But one of the great things about the pandemic, the silver lining, is the new collaborations we've been able to form. We've been working with several large businesses and several new small and minority businesses helping with our Comfort Meal program, which is providing restaurant meals to seniors in low-income senior buildings. And the seniors have just been elated to receive what they call, a restaurant meal. And Jennifer's organization and others in our network have helped distribute those meals. So it's just been a wonderful partnership among so many people and agencies, and we really appreciate all of that effort.
Thank you so much. And you can call 211 now if you got an organization that wants to partner with Council on Aging, that we can connect you. If you know a senior that needs help, please call 211 right now so we can help. Senior can dial 211. They don't have to worry about the smartphone and all that. 211 for help. Now, let's go to the Talbert House and talk to CEO Neil Tillow. Is Neil there? Okay, as they're trying to get Neil on, we're going to move on. And let's go to the Bethany House. Is the Bethany House on? To talk to Susan Schiller. And don't forget, this is the Relief-A-Thon. It's like a telethon. So if you're just tuning in, it's like a telethon, except in reverse. We're not raising money. We're trying to connect citizens to resources to help you in these tough economic times. And we've got, okay, is Neil on now? Trying to see if Neil.
Good evening, Commissioner. How are you?
Going twice. This is live, okay? This is live. There's no dress rehearsals here, no pre-taping. We are live. Let's go to a quick break and bring up our website. We've got a new website that is mobile friendly, 513relief.org. And you can go there, and everything that we're talking about is available on the website. I don't know if we can pull that up. Oh, okay, we don't need to pull it up. You can go to 513relief.org. And I hear the phones are ringing off the hook at United Way. 211 is the number. Let's go to Neil at the Talbert House, headquartered and I believe Walnut Hills. And we want to talk about what is available. Of course, you've been in the community for many, many years providing services. But let's talk about, I want to talk about the issue of mental health for a moment.
Good
There he
evening,
is.
everybody. Thank you, Commissioner. Glad to be here. Of course, there's been a surge in COVID cases, but there's also been a surge in mental health and addiction cases over the last year. We've seen a dramatic increase, and Talbot House is here to provide prevention, assessment, treatment, and reintegration services across the community. But tonight, we really want to focus on this behavioral health challenge that's out there. First, we've been dealing with the substance abuse and the opioid problem with Commissioner Driehaus and her great work on the Addiction Response Coalition. And now we're dealing with the Mental Health Board and many others to try to address the surge in mental health cases. Children's mental health is going through the roof. It's the biggest increase we've ever seen. We've been around, as you said, for 55 years doing this work. Suicide ideation, suicidal thoughts are up. Stress among everybody. 1 in 5 adults right now are depressed or are seriously anxious. Who wouldn't be? There's been a year-long pandemic. People are struggling to make ends meet. These are all things that need to be addressed. Fortunately, there's a lot of services in the community. The 513relief.org has some resources for the intake centers for recovery access and for MAP through the Mental Health Board. Talbot House also has a full array of services: assessment, evaluations, counseling, case management, medical services, medication services, psychiatric problems, as well as medication-assisted treatment and outpatient treatment and residential care for substance abuse. So all those things are available. In addition, we have a series of clinics around the city that are primary care clinics that do wellness and physical exams and immunizations, and we even have quick COVID testing and coordinate with Test and Detect twice a week to have services there for the full COVID testing. So there's a lot of services need. And of course, you can always, in a crisis, as Moira said on the front end, call 281-CARE. It's the community's crisis response service for mental health needs. And our numbers have gone up about 40% during the pandemic. So our crisis calls have really skyrocketed. But there's a lot of services out there that people can access, and we're here to try to help. Of course, we have all sorts of other services: rental assistance, fatherhood, help for veterans, and many more. But, let us know if we can be any help, and let the mental health and addiction service system know if they can be any help as well.
Thank you so much, Leo, for that information. And I didn't want to run it through it so fast. Mental health is real. And particularly on top of that, people are concerned about COVID and their life. And then they're concerned about economically, their livelihood. Call 211 right now. And they have help available right now to help you and connect you with the Talbot House. Thank you so much, Neil, for all that you do in our community. Want to go to the Bethany House because we are dealing with homelessness. We've got people, unfortunately, are already homeless. And then we have people who are at risk of losing everything and could become homeless. Let's go to Bethany House CEO Susan Sheeler. Susan, are you there?
I certainly am. First of all, thank you, Commissioner Reece, for the invitation to participate tonight and for the opportunity to talk business services in our community. I want to continue with the message: call if you need help. In an emergency, communities are very fortunate to have a network of resources to help people in need. You've learned about finding help with utilities, food, rental. But what happens when somebody has no place to stay and needs emergency shelter? Years ago, people in crisis had to call every single homeless shelter in order to find homelessness prevention services or emergency shelter. Today, recognizing that this is an extra burden to the people who are already in need, Strategies to End Homelessness opened a hotline called the Central Access Point. So if you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness or will be soon, the Central Access Point can provide help for families and for individuals. There are intake specialists who are available 7 days a week to connect people with the most appropriate housing services. These intake specialists will gather information from you and will help with placements either into shelter and services over the phone right then and there. Individuals are placed with one of the partner agencies to access the services, and it saves both time and resources. This central access point takes calls from veterans, single men, single women, youth, and makes placement into the appropriate shelters. These include St. Francis, St. Joseph Catholic Workers House, City Gospel Mission, Lighthouse, Shakely Center for Youth, the shelter houses Esther Marie Hatton Center for Women. In addition, the Central Access Point serves women and families in need. They make placements into 3 emergency family shelters. That includes Salvation Army, Interfaith Hospitality Network, and also Bethany House. Each of these shelters accept women with children, single men with children, and partners with children. You know, every caller's situation is different. Therefore, everyone is screened when they first make their call. We're trying to determine what the most appropriate service is going to be. All the shelter agencies and the programs to which CAP makes referrals, they're also unique. In addition to different requirements, they serve different populations and provide different services depending upon the need. This central access point, or the CAP line, intake specialists prioritize the best placement for both individuals and partner agencies. Next, I want to talk briefly about shelter diversion. If you are homeless or living with a family member or a friend temporarily and can stay with them a few more weeks, one option for help is what we call shelter diversion. The central access point completes screenings and intakes into the shelter diversion program, which is a prevention program, and makes referrals to 5 partner agencies. These include Bethany House, the Free Store Food Bank, Jewish Family Services, Interfaith Hospitality Network, and the Santa Maria Community Services. This program diverts those at shelter's door from having to go into shelter. The central access provides veteran referrals to the supportive services for veterans' families and to Talbert House's Parkway Center transitional housing.
Susan, real quick, Susan, I'm sorry. They're wrapping me up because I know we've got some more folks that we got to get to before we go off. Most importantly, the work that you're doing and others as it relates to if you know someone who is homeless or about to be homeless, we don't want anybody to be homeless, but if you are, you could call 211 right now. They could connect you to the Bethany House and a number of resources to have people off the streets and be able to have a warm bed. And Bethany House does wraparound services to get you out of being homeless and so many others. So thank you so much, Susan. Sorry I had to jump over to the mayor of Gulf Manor, Stephen Dinsmore. Mayor Dinsmore, are you there?
I am. Hello, Commissioner Reece, and thank you. Thank you for putting this all together, the website, this Relief-A-Thon. I know that before you were even sworn in, you were talking about this, which really shows how tuned in you were. So thank you so much. You know, as all these great providers are evidence of, we have a lot of great resources in Hamilton County. And the problem has been navigating the system, and knowing what the resources are. So this website that's a one-stop shop for finding the connections that folks need, calling the 211, and of course the broadcasting of this Relief-A-Thon, which we'll be redoing on a number of occasions as it's recorded. It's just I'm so appreciative of it. I thank you, and I know the residents of Gulf Manor and the residents of Hamilton County. Whatever we can do to make it easier to get services into people's hands is really what this is about. And as the testimony of these agencies has been, they've really stepped up and made the adjustments needed for getting these services out to people. And it's really quite extraordinary during these times. Sometimes people don't know what resources are available. They may be, struggling for rent and utilities, for mortgage assistance, all kinds of, sometimes people don't even know not only what is available, but they wouldn't know that they even, it wouldn't even occur to them to say, hey, my car's broken down and that's part of the problem that I'm having. So calling this number 211, part of and getting connected to a social worker, to a caseworker that can help with letting you know, oh, and by the way, they'll ask the question, about how you're doing and in giving you this this full portfolio of the resources that are available. It's so helpful. As people have talked about, you got help for financial, rent and utilities, mortgage assistance, healthcare assistance, food assistance, transportation assistance, addiction and mental health services, as was mentioned by Neil. We know that there's a surge in this stuff with the isolation going on now. How much these problems have increased. We're just so thankful for the work that you do for the community, and thank you again on behalf of the residents of Gulf Manor and of Hamilton, as well as of Hamilton County.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for all you're doing. You're on the ground, and you expressed to me, you said, hey, it's a need for us to bring all these resources to one area under one roof. Now, evictions is a big issue. I know we had the clerk of courts. Is he still on? The
Hi,
clerk of courts
Commissioner, I'm
still
on.
Okay,
Commissioner,
yes.
I'm on.
Let's go downtown, talk to our clerk of courts, Avtab Pureval. We talked about homelessness, but we want to stop people before they become homeless. And evictions is a big deal right now. You've got a help center. What are we doing? How can we help people? Because the moratorium will be gone and people can still be evicted. And we don't want them to be evicted if we can help it.
That's right, Commissioner. First off, thank you so much for your transformative and impactful leadership. You've just been on the board just a few months, and your leadership's already making a difference. Help is on the way. That's the headline here. The CDC moratorium, as was earlier discussed, ends. It expires in just 2 weeks. So that protection will no longer be available to tenants. The good news, however, is that my office launched an eviction help center during the middle of this pandemic to provide legal resources to tenants who can't afford an attorney. Let's face it, legal help is really, really expensive. And a lot of us have legal issues that we're facing, whether it be eviction, landlord, tenant, small claims, wage garnishments. The help center is simple. It's a physical office on the first floor of the courthouse. Right when you walk in, you can show up, make an appointment, and get free legal help, absolutely free. We are helping tenants stay in their homes during this pandemic. And we have been really helping particularly folks who can't afford the legal resources. So CincyHelpCenter.org is our website. You can call 211 to be connected to Rob Wall, who's our executive director. Don't wait. If you're facing an eviction, reach out for help immediately so we can talk to you about the defenses that you might have, connect you with emergency rental assistance, and help you with any other municipal court civil issues that you may be facing.
Well, let me just say this to you, Avtab Pureval. This was certainly innovative for us to have this help center. If anyone out there, you're facing eviction, possible eviction, call right now, 211. You heard it from our clerk of courts, Avtab Pureval. He has someone ready to help you and fight for you to stay in your place, your home. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you for your leadership on that. And that's a big issue, so we want people to call. I hear that the calls are ringing off the hook at the 211 Relief-A-Thon hotline. Let's go downtown to United Way and talk to my good friend Moria. What's going on down there?
Hi, Commissioner. Yes, it's very, very busy. So it's awesome that people are calling. And right now we've answered live over 293 calls. We have about 100 voicemail messages, but we anticipate that because we knew we didn't want people waiting too long. So remember, we're going to call those folks back. So we'll be making those calls when the call volume goes down. I think it's good to note for all of us, one of the higher call volumes around rental assistance. about 45%, 45.7. Utility assistance for renters is 43.3%. Obviously, small businesses is something, and actually we're getting questions about small business support for nonprofits and churches. So I'm not sure if somebody could maybe answer some questions, some information tonight about that. But calls are ringing. Please, callers know that if you don't get a live person, please do leave a message or call back. You will get a return phone call, or we will connect with you. So thank you very much, Commissioner.
Well, I appreciate you and your leadership as the CEO is down there answering calls. I mean, come on, the CEO of United Way. And let me say, they're probably calling about the PPP, the churches and nonprofits. We heard from Loan Officer David Lucas. So please connect them with NDC, if anyone calls wanting to know about the PPP loans for churches and nonprofits. So that was probably why people were calling. Call 211 right now. They're there to answer your phone calls. Now let's go to the Community Action Agency. We had a lot of, and they offer a lot of help, a lot of service, but I want to start off with mortgage assistance because they're one of the only places right now that I know of that has mortgage assistance. I have people say, wait a minute, what if I'm not a renter? How do I keep my home? I bought my home. How do I keep it? So let's go to Bond Hill, my community, to the headquarters of the Hamilton County Community Action Agency and talk to Nikki Williams, Vice President of Communications. Nikki?
Good evening. Hi, Commissioner Reece. Thank you so much for putting this Relief-A-Thon together for families in our area who have been impacted by COVID-19. And yes, you are right. We are helping people with mortgage assistance. In addition to mortgage assistance, we are also helping with water, sewage, and electricity bills. We have assisted more than 6,000 individuals in our community, and we are working hard to make sure that we get to everybody who is in need at this time. So if you are in need and you are, the qualifications are just to be someone who has been impacted by COVID-19, and that's either indirectly or directly, meaning if you or someone in your household had the virus, or if you have been displaced from your job, or you had to quit your job to take care of your family, whatever that situation is, we are here to assist. And we're also looking for people who are at 80% of the area median income. So that is for a family of 4, you should make about $69,000 annually. We are looking to triage those individuals who are currently facing foreclosure and disconnect. So if you're facing foreclosure and disconnect, we are pushing you up to the top so we can get to you immediately because we know the need is great. We are assisting people in arrearages back to April of 2020. So we can help you pay your mortgage through April of 2020. So if you need that assistance, you can call the hotline right now. 211 is here to assist. So call 211, or you can go on, the 513relief.org, and our information is there as well. And in addition to helping with your mortgage, we are also helping individuals who have lost their job during this time. We know that a lot of people had lost their jobs, so we have partnered with some really great agencies, the Urban League of Greater Southwest Ohio and Cincinnati Works, and we put together a rapid relief program. Or rapid reemployment program, And through this program, we are able to help people find a job. So any barriers that you may have, whether that be childcare or if you're in need of transportation, we're also assisting with paying for any supplies that you need for your job. We're looking to help you build your resume, to help you find your next career. And on average, people coming through that program, they're getting about $15 per hour. So like I said, we're working with some really strong organizations, the Urban League and Cincinnati Works. We're all here and we're pounding the pavement to make sure that we're helping those in Hamilton County who need it most. So you can visit call 211 or visit the 513relief.org. And as always, you can always visit your community action agency at cincy-caa.org.
All right. And I want to thank you for all of that. You have a lot available. 211 is the number, and 211 will be able to connect you with CAA in terms of even scheduling you to be able to get a callback and response. Tell us about that, Nikki, real quick. If someone calls right now, 211, they connect with Community Action Agency. How does that work? Because you got a lot of services to be able to help them right away.
Absolutely. So if you call 211 right now, we actually have someone that's there and they're returning calls right now. Like I said, we are working hard to make sure that we get to you. So if you call 211 right now, we are working to get through the list. The calls are coming in, as Commissioner Reece has said. So they've been coming in all day, and we are working right now to make sure that we're getting to you. We're calling you back and trying to make sure that we figure out what your needs are. And then if you need some further assistance, we are going to help you with that. If we don't get to you tonight, we will get to you within the next 24 to 48 hours to make sure we make that initial contact and identify what your needs are and make sure that we get to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Nikki. So we're going to go from Bond Hill back to downtown Jobs and Family Services. Tim McCartney. Why don't you check in one more time? We're getting a lot of calls about rental assistance. That's one of the higher volume calls. Tell us one more time, people who might just be tuning in. We have a Relief-A-Thon, and we're trying to connect you to economic resources. Tim?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Commissioner. Yes, right now we're operating the CARES Act Rental and Utility Assistance Program. It's a pandemic-only program. It's really easy to apply, and the eligibility requirements are pretty broad. It's up to $62,150 of income for a family of three. If you've lost your job, if you're a single adult or a family, if you've lost your job because of the pandemic, you're behind on your rent and utilities, and you meet those income requirements, all you have to do is go to, the easiest thing to do is go to the 513relief.org website. Click on the house, the icon that looks like a house, and follow the links to the Hamilton County Rent and Utility Program. You fill out the application online. You can submit your verifications online. You'll get a confirmation email back that will help you help us identify your application. If you don't have the internet, just call 211 tonight, and they will give us your information, and we'll call you back within 48 hours. Couple of things about this program. You have to be a Hamilton County resident. You have to be renting. We can help to up to $5,000 in your rent and utilities. And again, the income guidelines are substantial, up to $62,150 a year for a family of three. Typically, the verification process would be an unemployment letter indicating that you lost your job, statement of how much you owe, and then other documentation might be required. But again, you can call 211, they'll send us your information, or better yet, go to 513relief.org, follow the links, and apply for the rental assistance.
And I'm telling you, Tim is very aggressive down there. So if you call 211 or if you apply online, he's saying he will be getting back with you no later than 48 hours. So want to thank you for that. Can we put that up again, the 513 Relief graphic, so people know what it looks like? If you go to 513relief.org, it's available. It's mobile friendly. And so there it is right there. And with my colleagues, President Commissioner Stephanie Dumas, Commissioner Denise Driehaus, and myself, we thought it was important to have a one-stop portal. You can get everything you need to know about economic relief right there. And guess what? You can do it with your smartphone now. We're mobile friendly. So you can do it there or call right now, 211, our hotline, and you can talk to someone and someone will be getting back with you. In the studio, we're in Forest Park. We're in the city of Forest Park. So we had the mayor on earlier, but I wanted to have Councilwoman Chelsea Clark on from the city of Forest Park. And one of the programs that we talked about, small businesses. You're a small business owner yourself.
Yes, I am.
Tell them what business.
The STEM Lab.
got-
We are located in Blue Ash. We provide STEM education.
All right. In Hamilton County, STEM education is so important. And we supported Mortar. Mortar has a program that did really great in the city of Cincinnati. And it's important that they not just be in the city of Cincinnati. I talked to them about that. We need them countywide, helping so many new entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, African-American entrepreneurs, important. As a business owner,
Yeah.
it's been tough out here.
Extremely so. It has. So I'm a graduate of Mortar Trailblazers class, and I was a judge's award winner. So when the opportunity arose to that, you know, Mortar was going to venture out, I said, listen, you have to bring it to Forest Park. So we were very successful. We're able to get them here. Their cohort starts on the 17th of this week, and I am extraordinarily happy. Mortar works with typically disenfranchised businesses and aligns them with needed services, access to capital, teaching, and culturally competent information that, associated with their business development.
And I just thought it was important to have you. Of course, you're a elected official, but this small business is this real. It's real out here. I want people to know it is very real out here for small business. I grew up in a family-owned, African-American-owned small business before, and my parents raised me on it. And before there were programs. And if you can't make the payroll, if you can't pay 2 rents because you got your home mortgage and your rent, and then the pandemic hits.
Exactly. You know, it's put a strain on everyone, but especially minority businesses. So the city of Forest Park received some CARES Act money. I'm so excited about that. What we did was specifically target minority businesses and businesses that weren't your typical ones that could receive that PPP funding. So we looked at even home-based businesses. Out of the 12 recipients that received $24,000 from the city of Forest Park, 8 of those were minority and women-led businesses. So we were really happy about that. We're gearing up hopefully for another round of that money with the same goal in mind.
So we're talking also beauty and barber shops,
Absolutely.
all restaurants,
home
daycare, all of these are affected
Very
from COVID and the pandemic. And if you go to 513relief.org, you hit small businesses. We've got everything connect you with small businesses. And if you call 211 now, you can get on the list because in April, as you heard it, we will be having money that we voted on, but money now will be able to help you in your small business. Now, I want to go to, you're on the board of SORTA, so we're going to go downtown. I don't know, is it downtown still? I don't know where the headquarters is.
Well,
we're going to talk to our CEO, Daryl
sharing
Haley, about transportation, because now as the state is opening back up and the governor said we can open back up, we've got to make sure people can have transportation and get to those jobs. And there's some programs that SORTA has. Let's go to Daryl. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can
you
hear you,
me?
but I can't see you.
Yes, it says my video, the host has stopped it.
Is your video on?
Yes, it is on. I am attempting to turn it on.
Just think we're Zooming now. We weren't doing that before. We weren't doing it like that before. But as soon as he gets his video on, we can go back to him. But it's very important. Transportation is very important. And I know we're running out of time, so I want to go to him. We're ready? Okay, let's go. Daryl, there you are, on a bus.
Commissioner, I want to echo what everyone else has said tonight. Thank you so much for putting together this Relief-A-Thon. There's been just a ton of really important information. So thank you very much for doing that. Metro is extremely proud to be your transportation connection to all of the agencies that are on the Relief-A-Thon tonight. So for those that are listening tonight, if you need assistance with your fare, I'm really pleased to share that we have recently relaunched the Everybody Rides Metro Foundation, which partners with agencies in our community to provide passes for work-related, medical, and social service-related trips in the county. As well as you're using Metro, we encourage you to download and use the Transit app, where you can plan your trip, pay your fare, and even track your bus in real time right on your smartphone. We also have a couple of products, half fare solutions for senior citizens and individuals with disability. We have our Fair Deal program, where you only pay half fare to ride the Metro, as well as our Metro Veterans program for active military and veterans as a way of saying thank you for your service. They only pay half fare as well. So to learn more about these programs, please visit 513relief.org or call 211 right now. They're ready to assist you. Again, thank you so much for putting on the Relief-A-Thon and letting us be a part of it.
Well, I want to thank you because we've got to have transportation throughout the county, of course, regionally as well. And the fact now that one of the things I think was so important was the fact that we have reduced fare so people can get back on track, get back to work. And we can't cut off transportation once we're able now to come out of the house. So I want to thank you for your leadership with SORTA and all that you're doing with Metro as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we covered transportation. We've covered a lot tonight. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I was running behind, then I was rushing up, and now I think we're on schedule. But are we able to check? I do want to check in one more time with United Way. I don't know if we're able to do that. Someone can contact them because phones are ringing off the hook. You can call, phones are ringing off the hook. You can call 211 right now until 9 p.m. You'll be able to get in touch with someone. If you don't get them right then, they'll be back to you with no more than 48 hours. They told me we're going to get a report of who called, when they called, what they needed, and when they were called back. So we're certainly going to have some accountability there. Also, you can go to 513relief.org. 513relief.org. And I would like to get that graphic up one more time. Look at my colleagues there. I tell you, we're working really hard. And this website has everything that you need. And it is mobile friendly. Got to be mobile friendly now. Got to be able to do it on your smartphone. So you'll be able to get everything that we talked about today there. Also, it's not over. This is just the beginning. The Relief-A-Thon is kicking this off. But you'll continue to be able to get in touch with folks, and you'll be able to continue to call 211 to be able to connect with people, and you'll be able to still go to the website 513relief.org to connect to the services that are available. And I have in the studio, because we are here in Forest Park, but before I tell you who's in the studio, I have to go back to Reading Road, to the headquarters of United Way, is doing a fantastic job today, and talk to my good friend Moya again, because these phones are ringing off the hook. Moya, what are we looking like at the call center?
Yes, we are busy, busy, busy. So everything's working. So thank you all. We are already up to about 100, and I'm just going to check 136 calls. And again, right now, rental assistance is still number one, with the utility assistance a close second. So and we still are going to be returning phone calls for those that have left a voicemail message. So folks, not to worry, we'll be following back up. And again, people can call, certainly not, tomorrow and things like that, but we have guaranteed calls back within 24 to 48 hours. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I want to thank you and your team. Because there are a lot of moving parts to this. I mean, we've got, of course, the front end, which you see us hosting for 2 hours, talking live to people. Then you got the back end, where you got to get the calls, and you got to get them to the right people so that they can get a call back. And I don't think anywhere that I can find has done anything like this, a Relief-A-Thon in this manner. It's a telethon in reverse. Telethon is, we're raising money. Relief-A-Thon, we're trying to connect you and your family and your small business to the economic assistance. And we're here at Waycross Media. I want to thank Waycross Media team, doing a fantastic job. It's in Forest Park. So, I have to have my good friends come in and stop by. Our council member, one of the newest council members, Aaron Brown, Councilmember Aaron Brown from Forest Park. Thank you for having us. Now, you have been working very hard on economic development and here in Forest Park, and it's very important because we've got to make sure that the economy is doing well and people are doing well in the economy.
Yes, just like Councilwoman Nuss said before, the city is actually taking a bit of CARES Act funding, $50,000 or so, in order to make small business assistance grants. So the grants can be up to $2,000 for a business within the community.
You got to raise your mic up. They want to be able to hear you all throughout Hamilton County. That should be better. Yes, go on. Yes, we're live. I tell people, this is not taped, this is not edited, it's live. 2 hours of interactive live, and we're on We're on about 3 or 4 channels, and we are also on Facebook Live. So again, you said you had CARES Act dollars that the county was able to provide to.
Yeah, so the city of Forest Park had CARES Act funding around $50,000 to make a small business assistance. It was supplemental into all the additional programs that have been across the county that came from CARES Act. But the grants can be for any business within the community up to $2,000. So it was, especially in this time, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, when a lot of businesses were shutting down and they were worried about retaining their employees as well as keeping their doors open, $2,000 can go a long way.
Yes, absolutely. It can go a long way. I wanted to make sure they could hear you. I think they're trying to get you mic'd up here. We want to put up our 513relief.org, 513relief.org. You could go to that. It's 24 hours. You can pull it up on your smartphone. You can get everything you need to know. Rental assistance, you can apply right there. It's right online. You can apply online. Small business assistance. We talked about the different organizations. If you are a church or a nonprofit and you're looking for a PPP loan, you want to go to NDC when you go to that page. If you're a small business, a micro business, and you want a micro business grant, you want to hit the micro enterprise that is done, the GCMI button. Hit that button. So if you need food, you know where to go. Hit it. It's right there. Now, let's go back. You said we had, there's some CARES Act money that was given from the county to Forest Park, and you said you used it to help small businesses in Forest Park.
Yeah, absolutely, Alicia. So $50,000 was set aside for businesses in Forest Park, and businesses can receive up to $2,000 for a grant, and that would assist with employee retention as well as keeping their doors open at the time, especially at the beginning when a lot of businesses were closing down. But now that we're reopening again, there's that gap in time in which a lot of revenue was lost. But $2,000, like I said, does go a long way.
Yeah, and people don't understand a micro business, that is important. $2,000, $10,000.
Right.
I mean, those things really help a micro business, and I think people learned that during COVID. Because before COVID, micro businesses, there was nowhere where you could really go to get help.
Right.
And I think in this time, we were able to help. People were able to get help as micro businesses. Because let me say this. They pay taxes too.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and it's very important. We're all in this together. One Hamilton County. This Relief-A-Thon, I chair the COVID economic recovery and relief task force.
Okay.
When I got there, I said we need to have something around the economic part and how we can better connect all of these resources. And that's what tonight was all about. Is connecting all of these different agencies and resources. Some come directly from the county, some comes from the federal government, some comes to the cities and the municipalities. But to the person that is a resident of Hamilton County or a small business, all they know is Hamilton County. Where do I go?
Right.
Who do I see?
Right.
What button do I hit? Who do I call? And so that's what we tried to do tonight, is bring everyone together and talk about everything that's available. And we had over 20 partners, and I just want to thank the partners for doing that. And I said, I want to do it. I want to thank Waycross Media, Dana specifically, because I came up with the idea, and she said, let's make it happen.
Right.
And so some of the partners, I want to highlight my partners before, because a lot of times they do it at the end, they run out of time. Jobs and Family Services, City of Cincinnati, HCDC, United Way, Waycross Media, Forest Park, City of Forest Park, Cincinnati NAACP, Talbot House, Community Action Agency, National Development Council, Bethany House, Village of Lincoln Heights, the Urban League of Greater Cincinnati, Free Store, Food Bank, Village of Gulf Manor, Village of Silverton, All In Cincinnati. Is All In Cincinnati on? Oh, we got to go to All In Cincinnati. Village of Gulf Manor, Sorter Metro City Cable, Council on Aging, Meals on Wheels of Southwest Ohio, Greater Cincinnati Micro Enterprise Initiative, the Greater Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Apartment Association, City of Cincinnati Office of Human Relations, and the Hamilton County Health Department. Let's go to All In Cincinnati. I want to go to them before we wrap up, Aaron. Councilmember Brown. Let's go to All In Cincinnati. Are they on?
I'm here, Commissioner Reece.
Uh-oh, hold on. Let me.
Looks like.
Oh, hi, you're on. Okay, I was looking for you.
Hi, and thank you so much for having me today. And thank you so much for this partnership. I truly appreciate it.
Now, tell us, all in Cincinnati, you had a policy that you put together about how do we better coordinate these types of services. And I want to thank you. You had me on talking about it, and this is kind of how Relief-A-Thon, came about in terms of trying to bring everyone together.
Yeah, so All in Cincinnati is a racial equity coalition working to dismantle racial inequities in health, housing, education, economic mobility, and justice with the goal of uplifting Black women in Hamilton County. And yes, you recently were on our last coalition meeting and you did a phenomenal job. And in our coalition meetings, a lot of our community members talk about like, where do we access resources? And you did it. You created this unique opportunity for multiple organizations to showcase or highlight their resources so that the community can access those resources that they need in the way that they need it, when they need it, and how they need it. So I just want to commend you on this great, great initiative that you've moved forward.
And I want to say it's Denisha Porter from All in Cincinnati. And, tonight, what was one of the things, one of the things I learned some things myself, we all learn. But one of the things is breaking down those silos. How important is that? Because I know that's something All in Cincinnati is doing. How do we break down silos to just get direct help to helping people?
Right. And so All in Cincinnati is all about breaking down those silos and really looking at things. And so by you having that one-stop shop with the 513relief.org website, you have truly broken down silos and put all the resources right there so community members can access those in a quick, easy, and efficient manner.
And what other resources would you highlight? I know we took, mental health is one, and a lot of people are dealing with mental health that maybe weren't dealing with it before because of all the pressures of what COVID-19 has brought upon people in their homes.
Yeah, definitely. I would highlight mental health resources right now. COVID-19 or 2020 was a hard year for all of us due to COVID-19 and racial injustices. And so I would encourage people, if they're having feelings of depression or anxiety or stress, please reach out to your medical provider, your physician, or seek a therapist. It's really hard right now. And I heard a statistic earlier today that 46% of teenagers right now are really experiencing anxiety, stress, and feelings around depression. So I encourage parents to really take the time to check in on their children right now to see how they're doing, to make sure that they are able to cope moving forward around this pandemic. This has just been a really, really hard year. And I just want to make sure that people are taking the time to care for one another, love on one another a little more, so that we can collectively move forward as one Hamilton County.
Thank you so much, Denisha Porter, All in Cincinnati. And you could go to 513relief.org and get more information if you want to be involved with All in Cincinnati. Well, Councilman Brown, we are wrapping up, and it has been, I'm excited. I really am excited about the partners and everyone that came together for this, because we want to make sure people are connected to what resources. I've been an elected official in and out for almost 21 years. I've been elected to the city of Cincinnati as a vice mayor, state representative at the state, been at the finance committee, and now county commissioner. And all the time we want to help people, but we never had the funding. And now we have funding to help people. And so one of the things you had called me about, and it's about collaboration, and you had called me about, I want to thank you because you called me about the mobile bus idea. And we've got the president of the United States saying we're going mobile. We've got the governor who said we need to go mobile as well. And we're trying to do it here in Hamilton County. So talk a little bit about why this going mobile with vaccine is important to you.
Well, absolutely. First, First of all, I want to thank you for, hosting this event. A Relief-A-Thon, it's a really brilliant idea to inform people of the resources that are available to them. But actually, I think going mobile it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people may not be as mobile when they're older. A lot of the elderly community, even though they were a part of the earliest phases of receiving the COVID vaccine, say that they didn't have transportation or just any access in general to receive the vaccine. And I think, if you take it directly to them, it will be a lot more successful that way to make sure people enroll into it. But my grandmother, for one, she's 90 years old. She lives in Forest Park. She can't drive anymore. So if she needs anything, I have to run to the grocery store for her, or I have to, pick her up to take her places myself. But I haven't been in contact with her since COVID. But she was able to get vaccinated. But in another instance, if someone wasn't able to take her to get vaccinated, I think having a van that comes directly to her it just makes sense.
All right. Well, I look forward to continue to working with you. You always have innovative ideas. I want to thank everyone who helped make this possible. Waycross Media, Dana, thank you so much. You're incredible. Thank you to Hamilton County Administration, Jeff Aludo, Holly Christman, Bridget Doherty, who helped put this together. They're part of our economic Relief and Recovery Task Force. Moya Weir, thank you so much. CEO, United Way, Deidre, Mike, and who are part of her team. Also want to thank my partners over here, making sure that everyone could participate and be included. Deaf Choice, Jay Gates and Vicki Emerson. They're rock stars. And then I want to thank my staff, my chief of staff, Quentin Monroe, and Edgar Malcolm. If you need to reach my office, you can call 946-4401. 946-4401. But 211 has got like 2 more minutes. Call 211 right now or go to 513relief.org, 513relief.org for everything that you need to know. And Councilmember Brown, thank you for hosting us here in the city of Forest Park. We really appreciate you hosting us here and having this Relief-A-Thon. I mean, I think we got through it.
Thank you for
we
coming.
got through this 2 hours of trying to connect you. And I hope you watching at home was able to learn about some new economic resources. I hope that what we presented to you educated you. I hope that you're able to connect to those resources. I hope that we answered your question of how to connect with those resources. And I hope that we provided a forum for you so that you can help your family and your business bounce back. I'm so excited. For the first time in a long time, probably in the history of me being alive, America is investing in Americans.
Right.
We're investing in people.
Absolutely.
And we're doing that here in Hamilton County. We're investing in people. And
Yes,
that's so important to us. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it. And you have now experienced a Relief-A-Thon. Until next time, let's put the graphic up. 513relief.org is the graphic. And please keep your eye on our Economic Relief and Recovery Task Force. We got some other things that we're going to be fighting for. We're going to fight to try to lower your sewer bills. We're going to fight to try to bring a one-stop COVID-19 resource bus to you.
Right.
We're going to fight to try to do some other things with seniors as it relates to taxes. So it's so many things that we're going to be fighting. Stay tuned. Give us a call at my office if you need anything, 946-4401. Thank you and good night.
As soon as we switch